What's a seemingly basic thing you can't do? Wake up easily in the mornings. It doesn't matter how much sleep I have, I always struggle to wake up. Have you tried having a bottle of water near your bed? Drinking water can help wake you up. Drinking water first thing in the morning increases your level of alertness. One of the biggest indicators of lethargy or low energy is that you are dehydrated, botanist says. Because water aids in both body regulation and brain function, it is also closely related to balancing out our moods. After a long period without anything to eat or drink, the first thing you consume in the morning can be a shock to the body. If that first thing is ice water, it will get the body working and can boost your alertness and low energy levels, she says. Keep plants alive even when following precise instructions. I killed a cactus more than once. Even the grass at places I live goes brown and turns into lifeless dirt without any adverse action on my part. Fart. I always held them in as a kid, and now as an adult anytime I have to fart, I go to the bathroom because I'm afraid I'll crap my pants. I can't fart while moving. I have to hold a pose or the fart won't leave. Wrap a gift. It pretty much always looks like I was intoxicated, mid-seizure, and doing my best to wrap presents during an earthquake. Charity gift wrap events are lifesavers. I'm time blind. Just as colorblind people can't differentiate red and green, I cannot tell the difference between 45 minutes and 4 hours. I cannot feel time passing beyond my immediate attention span, which averages under 10 minutes and tops out at like 30 minutes maximum. Even then, I don't feel time, as much as I am simply aware of it within that pocket of existence. The concept of feeling time is as alien to me as tasting distance. I collect clocks and hourglasses because it's so fascinating to me. I've pretty much got it figured out now, with few hiccups, after doing it for over 20 years, but sweeping a pile into the dustpan without hitting myself in the head with the broom. Not sure if it's height, angle, what, but I usually get at least one whack to the side of the head. I flinched when I read this. I've done that so many times. Remember basic details about a person's appearance. Like, seriously, I've had professors for years, and when someone asked me whether they had, for example, a beard or glasses, sometimes I just didn't know. I would be the absolute worst witness in a police interrogation. I'm just unable to keep up an interesting conversation with people I don't know well. Everyone around me seem to do it without any sort of effort, but to me it's something that feels almost physically impossible to do. Even if I try to ask them as many questions about what they do, hobbies, or just care about what they say, it doesn't matter, and they just end up not being interested in me. I find that very interesting, ironically enough. Swallow a freaking pill. I take pills like dogs. I tried swallowing a Tic Tac this week and couldn't even get that down. I put a small amount of a drink in my mouth first, then put the pill in. It just floats around, and then one big motion, it all goes down much easier. The momentum helps. Read a clock like a manual. Acoustic clock. I can only read it when it starts at a particular time, but if you asked me at a random moment what the time is in a clock, I couldn't tell you. Analog. Cook rice. At some point a distant ancestor pee off an ancient rice demon. It follows me around and fricks up my rice. This is the only explanation. Go to the shops. I just can't deal with cashiers or self-help checkouts. I will either order food online or only go to one convenience store. I've known the owner of that store since I was 15, which is why it's the only shop I go to. I can't dance, sing, help falling in love with you, wait to be king, live, if living is without you, hurry love, get you out of my head, stop the feeling, feel my face, take my eyes off of you, fight the moonlight, always get what I want, get no satisfaction, stop, you forgot I can't get no sleep. Getting a friend, girlfriend, talking to strangers in the first place is very hard emo. The rest is easy. I won't shut my mouth once I am your friend. Brush my teeth in a normal way, like I brush my teeth and maintain good oral hygiene, but I get toothpaste everywhere for some reason. I feel like movies made this a thing because that crap is foaming everywhere in real life. Exploit other people for money. Like any sales job basically. You don't need brand new windows when you're 94 and living alone on SSI. Call me a bad American worker all you want. I can't exploit people. Selling a crap car to someone, knowing it's crap and saying it's not that bad, literally gives me panic just thinking about doing that to someone. There's nothing wrong with having a strong sense of empathy and compassion. Never lose that. The world needs more of it. I have attempted multiple times and I know it's really stupid and I just can't comprehend where I go wrong, but I can't boil potatoes up. Organize myself to do things I really want to do. I have every intention. I write so many lists and make so many plans to tackle tasks, but I have pretty extreme executive dysfunction. I'm diagnosed autistic but suspect I may have ADHD as well. Literally can spend an entire day screaming internally to just get on and do the thing. I can't do it. It might be a big thing like a big household chore or something super simple like call the DRs. I want to do it so bad. I'm not lazy at all. I berate myself constantly for being unable to just do whatever needs to be done. I'm left-right dyslexic. Still have to make an L with my left hand. 46 years and it still doesn't come naturally. Have to think about it every time. Drive. Various problems. Breathe correctly. Asthma. Exist in public for longer than 30 minutes without having a panic attack. Walk correctly. Depends on the weather. Eat a normal amount of food. Several vitamin and nutrient deficiencies. High metabolism. Anemia. Hold a job. Various problems. Be neurotypical. Suspected of having ADHD or being on the autism spectrum. Can't afford to get it confirmed. I can't do that loud gym coach whistle. I've learned the procedure, but I just can't get it right. Sometimes it'll come out quiet then just turn into blow spitting. Eat a healthy amount at regular intervals. I've had that issue due to being homeless multiple times. There are periods where I'm doing well, and other periods where I'll eat everything offered to me because what if I'm homeless soon? Go to pack on the weight in case I'm homeless again and can't eat. The last time I was homeless, I lost 60 pounds in a little over a month, and gained it right back in a little under a month. I hear you. I was starved as a kid, and then spent many years bordering on homeless. I went without heat in upstate New York and lived off food bank pasta. When I was in foster care, I'd regularly get in trouble for hoarding food. Now, I'll eat anything and everything I find. Which is a problem because I can now afford actual groceries. Snacks? LOL. I'll eat 2 boxes of cereal, a bag of chips and a carton of ice cream as a bedtime snack just because I can't be sure it'll be there in the morning. I own my home and have extreme security on the perimeter, but still, I can never be sure. I also managed to scramble my way up the career ladder to sales, where we get free stuff all the time. In the before times, I traveled for work and got Hilton status. I'd get access to the lounge, eat everything I could, and then stuff my clothing with fruits and snacks and sodas, and whatever else I could fit. I always have 10 days of freezer-read food, 4 gallons of water, and an entire hiking pack of survival gear. I will always be ready to cut and run with 2 hours notice. And frankly, that 2 hours is what I need to find my cats. Start things, complete things, finish a to-do list. I learned this just the other day and I am trying it out. Don't think about doing the whole thing. Just do 2 minutes of it. Need to get dishes done? Don't look at the stack. Just unload the dishwasher, fill the sink with soapy water. Want to get into the routine of a morning run? Don't think about treading down the street. Just put on short sweats and lace up your shoes. Need to go shovel snow? Don't think about the work involved. Just take 2 minutes to put on your coat, gloves and boots. If after you follow the 2-minute rule you still don't want to do it, then don't. However, most of the time your brain kicks in and says to itself, well, I made it this far, I guess I'll finish up. So far I'm actually getting things done. Now if I can keep my ADHD brain from creating subversive techniques, I might actually be able to create the habit. I don't explain myself well, so I sound like I'm rambling. I think faster than I speak, so I get confused and lose my train of thought, often accompanied by slurred speech. I know concepts without thinking about them, but I can't explain them. I know exactly what I mean, but the words that come out are either irrelevant and or often misconstrued. Organizing thoughts is impossible. Doesn't help when I ought to explain something in my native language, but think in English and vice versa. I know a word in one language and have a hard time finding an equivalent in the other. Does it surprise you if I tell you I talk with my hands a lot? Despite this, I've been a translator since 2012. But I have Google and dictionaries, so it's fine. Everyone gets bored and changes the subject or ignores me before I can finish, so I don't like speaking. It gets a lot better when I'm tipsy, though. Those who actually listen may catch the thread and finish my sentence for me, or say, oh, yeah, I understand what you mean. OMG, that is me in words. I don't know how to explain it to others or even find a way to diagnose it. I want to speak normally without my brain going million miles an hour. Is this an onset of ADHD? Please help. For those who can't stand up for themselves, practice. And by that, I don't mean to keep trying to stand up for yourself in the moment. That usually ends with you not standing up for yourself and then telling yourself, next time, I'm going to say this instead. So practice it with friends. Just roleplay the specific situations you've already regretted. In other words, rehearse standing up for yourself. Actors practice before a play. Musicians practice before playing live. Athletes practice before a game. Soldiers practice before combat, etc., etc. So practice situations so that when you come to the actual situation, your body is more accustomed to the scenario. Your muscle memory will attempt to kick in and override your anxiety. You will be more likely to stand up for yourself. A corollary to this is that after each little success, you will gain confidence. You may never get to Larry David status and just be brutally honest with everyone all the time, but you don't have to. You only need to get to a point where you stand up for yourself, not to a point where it doesn't bother you to stand up for yourself. In addition to this, you can test drive low stakes scenarios. Go somewhere with salespeople trying to sell stuff. Practice saying no thank you to them up front. Then practice saying no thank you a little further into their sales pitch. The moral idea of leading them on is a little mean, to be fair, but other people walking over you is worse than you not buying something from a salesperson. Say no thank you to food service workers trying to upsell a meal. Ask a server the best item on the menu, and then say that doesn't sound very good to me. There are other little exercises you can do to help you practice your confidence muscle. Let me know if you want to know more, or tell me that you don't want to know more. It's your prerogative. Sleep. I'm regularly up until 3 AM out of no choice of my own because my brain just won't turn off. I've tried all the insomnia solving techniques, but the only thing that seems to work for me is, oh, I'm not actually going to sleep. Brain, I'm just going to watch this really long boring YouTube video while feeling sleepy. My dad taught me to accept rest, which sounds weird but isn't there. When you're laying there awake and annoyed that you can't sleep, you shut your eyes, slow your breathing and think I'm still resting. That usually got me out of my inability to sleep because I knew I was still getting rest, and that's good enough. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.